Good morning and happy blessed Friday. Today I wanted to talk about, or the topic of, you will always fall short. And not in this dreary, negative kind of way, but in a culture of YOLO and keeping up with the Joneses, you will always fall short. Fall short because if you fall into the traps of comparing your life to someone else's, desiring to have or be someone else, well, because you were uniquely designed, you will fall short. Who someone else was created to be and their life path and experiences won't be yours. And I think that comes with time, right? That the more you live, the more you understand. It reminds me of when we lived in East Oakland. We lived in the hood, but we were not hood. We lived in that life. We weren't about that life. That in itself, as I got older, was more, it was reinforced, right? That I could be in the sketchiest part of the town, around the grimiest people, and I stood out. And I used to fight that. I used to fight that because I didn't want to stand out. I didn't want to be different. I wanted to blend in. But I wasn't created to blend in. I was created to stand out. And then it made me think about when my dad used to take a bunch of us camping. And he said, if you ever got caught in the water in a current, to not fight, to float. Because the more you fought, you increase the likelihood of drowning or going under. And so that concept is the same. Being uniquely designed and not fighting it, floating through it. That life can swiftly take you away as the current does, and you can get lost. And if you get lost in the greed, you get lost in being competitive, you get lost in paper chasing, you get lost in trying to keep up with the Joneses and YOLO. Such an interesting concept. I think what it reinforces and what it speaks to is not having faith and not trusting. But if you live enough, if you allow yourself the time to refrain from looking out, looking towards, and comparing yourself to other people, you will learn to love and appreciate who you were created to be, which is uniquely designed and different. And there's nothing wrong with that. That perhaps if you get better at accepting, better at floating and not fighting and comparing yourself to other people, that you won't continue to fall short. Instead, you'll float and arrive right on time. We spend most of our lives fighting for something, fighting to fit in, fighting to be seen, fighting to be heard. But when it's time and it's your time, you don't have to fight. That whatever's for you will be for you. That it won't feel like work. It'll feel like something that you were created to be or do. And that's exactly what it feels like. So even thinking about it, growing up in the hood, but not being hood, living in that life, but not being about that life, all speaks to you will fall short. You will fall short every time. The more you fight it and allow the current to sweep you under, the more you look to other people to solidify who you are. So, just a thought. Thank you for listening. I love you. Happy Blessed Friday.